My name is Brittany and I'm a family advocate with Foster.Connect. This is my nephew Masai and this is my husband Brandon.
Can you smile for the camera?
Big smile.
You just
There you go, yes!
I have 2 biological children. At the time, my daughter was 4 and my son had just turned 2. I got a call from Masai's mom. At the time, she had recently started a job. She was really struggling with maintaining childcare and being able to care for him and work at the same time. She asked us to come and pick him up, keep him for a while she got on her feet, and she was looking for housing and things like that. So we went and we picked Masai up, and that's how he came to be with us. We got Masai in February of 2020, right before the pandemic started. I was a daycare worker at the time. When the pandemic, went full-fledged, we were only working like 10 hours a week. We were dealing with a substantial financial cut, but Masai still needed daycare services for when I was working. And even with the discount, it was still astronomical. So we came to this point where we're like, we cannot afford to financially maintain, so something has to give. While the household went to sleep, I stayed up all night that night, scurried the internet for any type of resources that would help us pay for daycare or would help support us during the situation. For a while, I didn't find any luck. At about 2:30 in the morning, I came across the Foster.website. I began to, read about all the services that they provide and all the programs, and I found the Kinship Navigator program. And on the webpage, I found Ashlyn's email address, and I sent her the most desperate email of all time at 2:30 in the morning, begging for help to be able to keep him.
After reading her email, I knew that I needed to contact her as soon as possible. I could tell that she was needing assistance, she needed somebody to talk to. Any help she could receive was going to be relief for her.
And I dare to say it was by 9 a.m. Ashlyn had given me a call and kind of assessed our family's needs. And she got us assigned to a worker, and that worker reached out that day. She ended up getting us food from Sammy's window because at the time, it was hard getting groceries with everything being locked down and limited funds. So at the time when we got Masai, he literally came with 2 outfits. So we were able to get him some outfits that were weather appropriate and shoes and all that jazz.
Our Kinship Navigator program serves relative kinship families who are caring for children that are not their own, and we tie them to resources within the community to stabilize that placement, help them become successful, and prevent the children from coming into care. Anytime that I receive a referral, my initial thought is, how long has this family been waiting for assistance? There aren't a lot of resources that help relative kinship families because you're expected to do that. They're overlooked and underserved. So that's where a navigator comes in. We're able to say, what can we do to help relieve some of your stress and make sure that your focus is on the children? We really want you to know that we are there to help you and assist you with that and make sure that you can move forward successfully.
Oh, did you see that? Did you see those big old bubbles? Your turn. All right, your turn. Oh man, look at those bubbles. Oh. We were able to adopt on June 7th of this year. It was a long process. It was about 2 years, but I always knew that I had Foster Adopt to contact if I ever had any questions about what was going on in our case. It did bring us a lot of relief to get this form of permanency for him, to know that we're his forever home and we're able to always give him the foundation that he needs to learn. And he has teachers, he has friends, he has a sense of community, and I'm just happy to be able to provide that for him.
Last year, we served 219 families and 412 relative kinship children. And it has had a huge impact on our community, making sure that everyone, not just our formal families, but also our informal families that we're touching, are receiving assistance and support.
I saw that an advocacy position had become open with Foster.Connect, and I reached out, funny enough, to my Kinship Navigator worker and asked her, do you think I'd be good at this? And she's like, dude, I think you'd be amazing at this. She's like, do you realize what you did for your own case? All the things that we went through, like, I couldn't have imagined going through that by myself or without that knowledge. Being able to give that to another family was priceless to me, and it meant a lot. So here I am, an advocate. That night at 2:30 in the morning was divine. It really was. You guys have to keep this part.